Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Live Fully Now podcast with me, your host, Shannon Ryan. This is a place where we discuss how to go from simply surviving to thriving and really reclaiming our power and becoming the co-creator of our realities. I'm so excited to be chatting with you today on this solo cast live from Bali, Indonesia. So I am so just overflowing with joy, with bliss, with gratitude. I just spent the last week in a mermaid retreat where we got to play with these ancient archetypal divine feminine frequencies, and I got to embody and be initiated as a mermaid and also as a temple keeper, and rediscovering and playing with these archetypal stories of Atlantis and the Lemurians and the rise and fall of humanity. So one of the things that's came up for me through this retreat was embodiment. There, we were blessed to have two beautiful guides and sacred sisters lead the retreat, and they are the definition of embodied women, embodying both the ferocity and the softness of the divine feminine, embodying both the light and the dark of the divine feminine. And I think a lot of what's been going on lately in the spiritual community is all light and love, and we're really seeing a lot of spiritual bypassing, and a lot of people aren't wanting to embrace and embody the polarity of the light, which is really this dark feminine, this Kali Ma, this really destroyer energy. And I have found that it has been difficult to embody or even to relate to this dark feminine as well at points. But I think during this retreat, I really was able to tap into her and play with this dark energy, where for me it came out as a siren. So I find for me, half of me is very rainbow, iridescent, light, love, bright, fairy. And the other part of me is very dark and, sensual and sexual and mischievous, and all these really playful, curious energies as well that may lean more towards red or black versus the rainbow, light, fairy energy. But really being able to embody both polarities was such a beautiful experience for me. I got to be the siren of the sea, and I was wearing a red and black mermaid tail, and the sirens were said to be the dark feminine sea witches or mermaids that went down and took took humans down into the darkness of the sea. And being able to embody that frequency has allowed me to incorporate and integrate all of the lessons and all of the teachings and all of the polarities of things that I love in the light and things that I love in the dark parts of me. And, parts that I don't necessarily like or want to be seen by others, that the spaces where there's maybe some fear or insecurity or shame or guilt, all of those are welcome as well. And when we can allow ourselves to really feel all of the emotions, the full spectrum of our emotions, we can really fully embody them. And I know for me, a lot of my journey has been really struggling with embodiment because my background as a nurse, and with my own personal trauma, I had so many years being in fight or flight response where my sympathetic nervous system was on overdrive, where I was so easily triggered by everything and anyone because I was on this same survival feedback loop that was entrained in my brain and easier to go there because it was so well utilized and had a lot of practice. Just like when you're driving to work every day, you're in this automation. You might not necessarily remember which way you went or how you got there because it's already this pathway in your brain that is well established, and you don't need to be consciously aware and acting in that moment to get to the place you're going in your car. So I was in this space of reactivity and where I wasn't able to consciously respond. And a lot of my work has really been around reprogramming and rewiring my nervous system and co-regulating my nervous system with other people through touch, through community, through sisterhood. And that's probably one of the most beautiful things that I was able to experience besides this embodiment piece, is really this feeling of sacredness, of holding my hands with my sisters. Gives me full body chills. Having a new sisterhood, a mermaid pod, a merpod sisterhood. Wow. Like, that is not something a lot of people can say, and I am truly honored and so grateful that I followed the breadcrumbs of my joy, of my excitement, of my fantasies, of my dreams, and said yes to the synchronicities and the things that universe or source is putting on my path for me to say yes to. Things that sometimes might be scary, and I know for me it was scary to say yes to this opportunity because I haven't been working as a nurse in the last year, and I've been living off of my savings, and so a lot of money blocks and things like that have been coming up. And when I had this opportunity presented to self to me to go on this retreat, and they told me the amount, I was instantly into fear, into that fight or flight, into that reactivity of being triggered and not knowing if I should say yes or no. And finally I sat with it, listened to my gut, and said, yes, I will find a way to go to this, and I don't care what it takes, but I'm going. This is going to happen for me, and I'm not going to let fear get in the way. I'm only going to be open to opportunities to say yes to things that are in alignment for myself and for the highest and greatest good of all. And that is scary sometimes, and I think that I have overcome a lot of this fear when it comes to taking risks, because the whole inspiration behind this podcast is really to give other people permission to get out of the comfort zone, to stop existing. I did that for so long. I was going on autopilot, just existing, doing what society told me to do, doing what my family told me to do, all seeking to be loved and seen and heard for all the wrong reasons. It was a dishonoring of myself and not living in my truth and my authenticity. And when I reclaimed that power, it required me to step outside of my comfort zone, to take big risks, to get uncomfortable. But I can tell you that on the other side of that discomfort is where your dreams live, and they are always here for you. They are just waiting for you to say yes to them. They are just waiting for you to be an energetic match, to raise your frequency and your vibration to align with them, so that they can embody within your body. So how can we get outside of our comfort zones? Society has programmed us so much to, via social media, through, the TV, all of the ads, through the system. We've been so programmed and conditioned to think that we need to do X, Y, and Z to be safe. And we are so stuck in this fear mentality and vibration that it's impossible to attract what we desire. We also are stuck in this vibration of not feeling that we necessarily deserve the abundance and the freedom and the life of our dreams. Maybe because our family had ancestral beliefs and traumas around this. Maybe because, we have our own battles with self-love and self-worth and blockages that are not allowing for us to be that energetic match for our dreams. But I'm here to tell you that it is possible for you to live the life of your dreams. It is possible for you to do the things that your heart desires. It is possible for you to have the courage to step outside of your comfort zone and to take risks and to not know what's on the other side of the risk. It is okay and it is safe for you to be seen, to be heard, to be loved for exactly as you are. You are enough exactly as you are. It is safe for you to express in your fullest expression. It is safe for you to speak your truth. It is safe for you to desire money, time, freedom. It is safe for you to desire a life with more. It is safe for you to desire your dharma, your purpose, your passion. You don't have to sit on the sidelines anymore and see other people doing it and say, oh, maybe this just isn't for me. It is for you. It's for everyone. We were born into this universe, into this body, to live in the abundance that is our birthright. We came here as souls to discover and play and learn and unlearn and go through this human experience. But we all came here with this imprint, this Dharma blueprint, that we came here, that our souls had a contract to live out and play out in this lifetime. And it is doing the world and ourselves a disservice if we do not step into our truth, our passion, and our purpose and live out our divine assignment for the highest and greatest good of all. So I encourage you to say yes to things that scare you. In fact, if the things that you're saying yes to don't scare you, you're doing something wrong. You need to have dreams that are so big that they scare the living shit out of you, but you do them anyway. You need to give yourself permission to shine and speak your truth and to trigger people and have people not like you, and continue to do it anyway, because that is your truest vibration, your true self. And when you're vibrating at that frequency, you are unstoppable. That is when you can turn your pain and your struggles and alchemize them into the light. That is when you can be a leader to show others the light along the path, along the way, as we hold hands with our brothers and sisters and walk each other back home. We are here to be the embodied form. We are here to take all of the lessons that we have learned, the life experiences, and bring those into our body, our mind, our soul, because those are the things, those are the lessons, the wisdoms that lead us towards our dharma, our purpose here on earth, and why our souls chose to incarnate in this lifetime. One of my teachers always says, follow the breadcrumbs of your excitement. That's where your purpose lives. And also another one is, make your mess your message. So what have you gone through that is unique to you? What excites you or lights you up that is unique to you? I invite you to explore that a little bit. I invite you also to really say yes to things that scare you. Step outside of your comfort zone, because if you stay in your comfort zone, that is where your dreams die. If you stay in your comfort zone, you're going to wait until you're 60 years old or retired to maybe attempt, if you make it that long, to live your dreams, or you're going to be the 80-year-old on their deathbed wishing that they would have lived life more fully right here, right now, because the only moment we have truly is right here and right now. And we are never guaranteed a tomorrow. We are never guaranteed another breath. So I invite you to really assess that, to feel that, and to take back that ownership and that authority of your life as the co-creator, and live fully now, in every moment, with every breath, fully connected to your body, your mind, your soul, your heart's desires, and step into this power as the one creating your reality, making sure to be careful of your thoughts, your beliefs, your words, because those are all things that will manifest as your reality, because as within, so without. Whatever you're thinking about or focusing on inside is what your external reality is going to represent. So it's super important that we take inventory of our thoughts, our beliefs, and restructure them if they aren't in alignment with who we are anymore. And that is such a beautiful practice in reclamation of ourselves, of our story. So what are some things that maybe what are some things that you would want to do similar to what I said yes to? Like, not everyone goes and says yes to being a mermaid in Bali, but I do. That's part of my soul. That's part of my soul's expression of this childlike curiosity, this wonder, this connection to the mythical, the magical realms. And that is something that lights me up and is super important to me. And if I hadn't have said yes to this, I don't think I would have reached this next level of embodiment. I don't think I would have been able to open myself, open my heart even more in communion, in connection with my sisterhood, with the divine feminine, giving compassion to the earth, the world, the people, to all. What are those things that you can say yes to, even though you're a little afraid? Maybe afraid that you don't have the means to afford them, afraid that you don't have the time, afraid that you might not have support, or that people may not like you, or you may not have it all figured out. And that's being in that energy of the perfectionist. So really sit with that, and I implore you to say yes more and stop being in an energy of contraction and limitation and scarcity, and really open yourself up to receive. Open your chest, your shoulders, your heart, your arms, your blood vessels in your chest, opening them to this level of dilation, of openness, rather than being in a state of constriction, contraction. That is when we can be in flow with the universe, and we can manifest the life of our dreams and all of our wildest desires. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions or want to connect deeper, I would love to chat with you. There's going to be some notes in the show notes of the podcast where you can connect with me. My Instagram is probably the best place. It's at Soul Searcher Shan. Otherwise, you can reach out to me on my bio. And from here, I just wanted to put the offering out there that I am now officially a certified Dharma coach. I just had my first two clients sign up, and I am only going to be taking on 2 to 3 more clients, just due to the integrity and the time and the appreciation, honoring of the practice and the working with these sacred souls. So if you are called by this podcast, by this information, if you resonate with me or choose or seeking for a life coach, a Dharma coach, a purpose and passion coach, if you would like to be mentored by me or to really have that cheerleader next to you during your transformation, I think I'm your girl for that, because, I went through this really uncomfortable process of transformation in the dark, in the mud, with no support. And if I could have gone back, and if I had somebody on the sidelines as my cheerleader when no one else supported me, I would have been able to get to where I am now in half the time, and with half as much pain and suffering that it caused me. So I would highly recommend, even if it isn't me or you don't resonate with me as your coach, that is totally fine, and I honor and respect that. But I do think that it's beautiful to invest in yourself, in coaching, in having a mentor if you are going through a major life transition, or are you seeking transformation. Having that guide, that mentor, someone by your side to keep you accountable and really hold space for you as you dive into your soul's highest evolvement. So definitely stay tuned for more magic coming up in the next few weeks, and feel free to connect with me on Instagram. I would love to connect with you and hear more about you and get to know you on a deeper level. That's all for now. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bowing down to the teacher, the guide, the guru inside of you, inside of me, inside of us all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.